Taylor Swift comes out against Trump.
I don't care. I need to be on the right side of history, and if he doesn't win, then at least I.
I'm sure Taylor Swift has nothing or doesn't know anything about her, and let's say that I like Taylor's music about 25% less now, okay?
Did you hear about Taylor Swift's epic takedown of Trump? The pop princess just turned political heavyweight with one savage move. Trump's trying to act cool, but we all know he's sweating harder than a snowman in summer. Stick around to see how Tay-Tay's words packed more punch than his toupee in a hurricane.
That I wasn't gonna pop my head out of the sand for anything.
Why would you? I mean, does Bob Hope do it? Did Bing Crosby do it? Does Mick Jagger do it?
Come on.
No,
We've not got involved with politics or religion.
Yeah, but this is on the home front. And also, back in the presidential election, I was in such a horrendous place.
See, right now is
Bob Hope and
First
Bing
of all,
Crosby.
these aren't your dad's celebrities, and these aren't your dad's Republicans.
Imagine if we came to you and said,
Kane. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Remember when Taylor Swift was all about breakup songs and sparkly outfits? Those were simpler times, folks. Our girl Tay-Tay used to be as politically neutral as Switzerland, but with better dance moves. Back in the day, Swift was the queen of keeping her mouth shut when it came to politics. She'd dodge questions faster than Trump dodges taxes. In 2012, she even said she didn't want to influence people's votes because she didn't know enough. Talk about playing it safer than a bubble-wrapped kitten.
On Truth Social, the words, "I hate Taylor Swift." Somebody sent this to me. I thought it was a joke. I was like, oh, that can't be real. It was real. And he sees a story about how many people registered to vote when Taylor endorsed Kamala Harris, and he's pissed. Thumbs, and he types, "I hate Taylor Swift." And then somebody says, "Sir, do you think maybe?" And he shoves that person to the ground.
But the pressure was building. Critics were giving her more heat than a Nashville summer for staying quiet. They were practically begging her to pick a side, any side. It was like watching a pop star version of political musical Chairs. Then, in 2018, something magical happened. Swift finally broke her silence, and boy, did she make some noise. She took to Instagram, because where else do you start a political revolution? And endorse some Democratic candidates.
However it happened, this is a crazy person. 2 elementary schools were evacuated today in Springfield because of threats to children, and he keeps going with this. And out it goes, "I hate Taylor Swift." And then he puts on his little golf gloves and waddles off to the first hole. That's how I imagine it.
It was like watching a butterfly emerge from its cocoon if the butterfly was wearing sequins and could sing. The impact, it was huger than Trump's ego. Within 2 days, over 169,000 people registered to vote. That's more than triple the number from the previous month. Talk about the Taylor Swift effect. It's like she waved a magic wand and poof, instant voters. But Swift wasn't done. She expressed regret for not endorsing Hillary Clinton in 2016, saying Trump's presidency felt like an autocracy. Ouch, that's gotta hurt more than a breakup song written about you. Now, the big question was, how would this new politically charged Swift change the game? Well, let's just say her fan base, the Swifties, became a voting bloc that could make politicians shake in their boots. Surveys showed that 18% of voters were more likely to support a candidate if Swift gave them the nod.
Doesn't win, that at least I tried.
Taylor, here's the problem.
I just want to read you what I wrote, and I'm going to try to start. I just really want you to know that this is important to me. I'm sad that I didn't 2 years ago, but I can't change that. It really is a big deal to me. She votes against fair pay for women. She votes against the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act, which is just basically protecting us from domestic abuse. She thinks that if you're a gay couple, or even if you look like a gay couple, you should be allowed to be kicked out of a restaurant.
That's some serious star power, folks. So, there you have it. Taylor Swift went from shaking off the haters to shaking up the political landscape. But how did our favorite orange-tinted former president react to this pop star turned political powerhouse? Let's just say Trump wasn't exactly ready to welcome her to the stage. Trump's got 99 problems, and now Swift is one. But when the Donald tried to shake off this pop sensation, he found out the hard way. You can't always trump a Swift response. What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable ego? Well folks, our favorite orange-tinted former president didn't exactly roll out the red carpet for Swift's political debut. At first, Trump tried to brush her off like a piece of lint on his oversized suit. He claimed he liked her music about 25% less now. Ouch, Donnie, that's gonna leave a mark on absolutely no one. But as Swift's influence grew faster than Trump's list of legal troubles, the ex-prez started to sweat. Suddenly it wasn't just fake news he was battling, but snake news too. See what I did there? Taylor Swift? Snakes? No? Okay, moving on. Trump's supporters went full conspiracy theory, claiming Swift was a Pentagon psyop designed to manipulate public opinion, because apparently the government has nothing better to do than recruit pop stars. Next thing you know, they'll be saying Beyonce is secretly running the CIA. But here's the kicker. Trump's attempts to discredit Swift backfired harder than a cheap firework at a MAGA rally. Every time he took a swipe at her, it just made him look pettier than a toddler fighting over the last cookie. And Swift? She just kept calm and carried on, responding with facts and grace. It was like watching a chess match between a grandmaster and a pigeon. The more Trump ranted, the more popular Swift became. A 2023 survey showed that 53% of adult Americans identified as Swift fans. That's higher than both Biden and Trump's approval ratings. Ouch! Talk about a political blank space. Experts say Trump's attacks might actually be helping Swift connect with younger voters. It's like he's her unwitting hype man, driving people straight into her political embrace. Who knew the art of the deal included chapters on accidental promotion? So who's really winning this battle of influence? On one side, we've got a pop star turned political powerhouse, inspiring millions to engage in democracy. On the other, we've got a former president throwing tantrums on social media. It's like comparing a chart-topping hit to a karaoke night gone wrong. As we wrap up this political pop quiz, one question remains. In the race for America's heart, will it be Swift's "You Need to Calm Down" or Trump's "Covfeff" that wins the day? Well folks, who would have thought we'd see the day when a pop star becomes a political powerhouse while a former president throws tantrums like a toddler who lost his favorite toy? Taylor Swift has gone from shaking off haters to shaking up the voting booth, and Trump's left trying to figure out how to compete with someone who can actually fill a stadium. Let's face it, celebrity influence in politics is here to stay, whether you're Team Taylor or Team Trump. And let's be real, who's actually on Team Trump these days? It's worth thinking about how stars shape our votes. Maybe next election we'll see debates replaced with dance-offs. Imagine Trump trying to bust a move. It'd be like watching a traffic cone try to twerk. In the end, maybe Trump should stick to what he knows best: reality TV and bad haircuts. Leave the hit-making to the professionals, Donnie. After all, Swift's got more Grammys than you've got. Well, anything positive at this point.